So, a very good morning, student. Once again, I welcome you all for the online lecture series on remote sensing and GIS. So, this is your lecture on digital image processing, and it will be the part two. So, in previous lecture, that is in part one of the digital image processing of remote sensing and GIS module, we have seen till the contrast technique. Okay, we have gone through this natural color composite, grayscale images, then digital image enhancement technique, contrast, global local endpoint operations, linear contrast stretch, and we have to start with the negative image in this lecture. So let's negative of the image. So let's go to this slide and just go through the points that what do you understand by the negative of the image. Okay, so now negative of the image. So all these are different methods of how we play with this digital number. So negative of an image is basically क्या होता है? The inverse of the image gray values with respect to the image quantization level. So image quantization level is basically you have a 8-bit data. Then you will use 255 or 256 as your higher value, right? And here O max x is equal to your y, and O max is basically O max minus x is equal to your y. Okay, and your O max is basically 255 when you are having 8-bit data, right? So negative of an image क्या हुआ मतलब is the inverse of the image gray values with respect to the image quantization level. लेकिन अगर रेडियोमेट्रिक रेजोल्यूशन के बारे में बात करेंगे तो इज डिफरेंट देन O max value will be different. So here you can see the difference and just remember, see the changes here. So here you can see that in the original image, this particular area was brighter, but now here you have a darker portion, right? So why it is happened? Because it is just, देखो इस पर्टिकुलर इमेज में आपका ये ब्राइटर है, ठीक है, ये एरिया ब्राइटर है, और इस पर्टिकुलर इमेज में सेम एरिया क्या हो जा रहा है, वो डार्कर हो जा रहा है. एंड व्हाई इट इज हैपनिंग? बिकॉज इट इज जस्ट द नेगेटिव ऑफ द इमेज, बिकॉज वी आर subtracting with the maximum value of your image quantization level. So what it will give, that gives you the inverted image, right? Not inverted negative of the image. And inverted is something like flip. Inverted का मतलब होता है flip. यहाँ पे आपको input image का क्या मिलेगा? Negative image मिलेगा. So negative of an image क्या है? Is the inverse of the image gray value with respect to the image quantization level. Okay. Now एक और example मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा. This is another example where you can see the difference. So here you can see this particular, see, here you can see this particular images. Here you can see this particular area and this particular area. This and this, it is just negative of each other with respect to the highest quantization value. So these methods are basically linear method where we are assuming that contrast and brightness are changing linearly, but if we do not have such condition, and in nature we always find that we do not have any linear relationship in the contrast or brightness. So what we do, उसके लिए हम एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ना पड़ेगा, उसे हम कहते हैं नॉन लीनियर स्ट्रेच. So what is non-linear stretch? Now we go for the non-linear stretching, and here in the non-linear stretching there are few good examples like films. So in films you can see the contrast, and then computer monitor you can see all the lines, boundaries, edges very clearly. So that means it is giving you good contrast, and good contrast in terms of the non-linear system and the television human visual system. So these are the very good example of your non-linear system. So non-linear system के example क्या होंगे? वो होगा film, computer monitor, television, human visual system, etc. Okay. Or to analyze the object in remotely sensed image, linear contrast stretching techniques are not very useful. So why we have already discussed. Then let us start the non-linear stretching. So this is the first method which is called the logarithmic stretch. उसको हम कहते हैं logarithmic stretch. ठीक है. So it is a non-linear technique where the low range brightness is enhanced. The logarithmic stretch is useful for enhancing the features lying in the darker parts of the original image. Okay, so basically what is happening here, if you want to identify some features which are in the darker area, then this logarithmic stretches are useful. So this is the general expression. Here you will see it is the general expression. So this is the general expression of your logarithmic stretch. And what is the nature of the curve, that is log curve? So it rises rapidly and levels off later. So it can give you very good result in terms for smaller gray levels. It will give you for the smaller gray levels, greater the difference. For larger gray level, smaller the difference, right? So these kind of result you can expect when you are applying a logarithmic stretch. तो एक logarithmic stretch को हम देखते हैं और उसको समझते हैं कि what do you mean by actually the logarithmic stretch. So here it is. जो result होता है logarithmic stretch का वो हम यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं. So there are few example I have put. So here this is one image which is raw image. ये एक raw image है आपके पास, directly captured from this satellite, and you have this in your system, right? So here you can see this image. As of now it looks good, but what if we want to identify some feature in the darker portion of this image? So what we will do, we will apply the logarithmic stretch, and when you apply the logarithmic stretch you can see the difference here. So here previously this particular pattern which is highlighted in this box was not seen. You can see again. So this is example. ठीक है, ये एक example है आपका. ठीक है. So here you can see in the darker portion the information is getting enhanced. ठीक है, in the darker portion the information is getting enhanced, right? You can see in the darker portion the information is getting enhanced, or you're getting the more information in the darker portion of the image. So in case if you are interested in such areas, then definitely you have to go for the logarithmic stretch. Okay, and this is another example. Here you can see after logarithmic stretch, and you just compare this and this image and just see that a small water body, right? You can see a small water body. Now I am going back again and see this one. There is a change in the area. ठीक है, ये पीछे जाके मैं देखूं. So there is a change in the area or the information which is available here, right? So hopefully this example will help you to perceive the logarithmic stretch result in remotely sensed image. Okay. अगला है हमारा जो नेक्स्ट है वो है एक्सपोनेंशियल स्ट्रेच. तो एक्सपोनेंशियल स्ट्रेच से हम क्या समझते हैं? तो एक्सपोनेंशियल स्ट्रेच is the opposite of log stretch and enhances the detail in the brighter portion of the grayscale. So in the previous one, what happened? In the darker portion, we have highlighted the information, but here in the exponential stretch, we want to highlight or we want to extract some information which is not available in the raw data using this exponential stretch. Okay, so the exponential curve rise much faster for higher values of the argument of the exponential of x. Right. So exponential stretch, here you can see the result of the exponential stretch and see this particular area. यहाँ पे इस particular area को आप देखिए. So here basically these were the brighter portion of your image. These were the brighter portion of the image, and again it is preserving and highlighting those information which were hidden in the raw data. So this is the example of the exponential stretch. We'll go towards the another example of the exponential stretch. This is the another example where you can easily see what is happening here. Okay, let us see what is happening here. Just look at this point. What is you can see what is happening here. So here you just compare this particular area, and here it is brighter and there is nothing seen much. So if see this one, this is not more information, there is no more information. So this is the advantage of the exponential stretch. ठीक है, अब ये स्ट्रेचेस के बाद जो हमें कॉन्सेप्ट देखना है वो है पीस वाइज एनहांसमेंट. Now let us understand the concept related to piecewise enhancement. The image gray levels or image gray scale is divided into several sub ranges, right? So in this piecewise enhancement, let us see what is this. The image gray levels or the image grayscale is divided into several sub ranges, right? So here, how we can do this? By using this histogram. Okay. So different enhancement technique may be applied to each sub range. It requires the prior knowledge of the gray levels, right, of the object. This is the histogram generated. I will show you the histogram which has been generated. So this is your histogram generated here. ठीक है, यहाँ हमने histogram इसका generate किया. So here you can see this particular histogram is having different slope. It is having the different slope in the different portion, right? And which indicates there is a range of values which are starting from here to here. So this histogram is having different slope. So इसका मतलब क्या होता है, इसका significance क्या होता है कि indicate there is a range of values which are starting from here to here, right? So we can select this to a particular dn values and you can apply either logarithmic or exponential negative, right, or linear stretching. So in this particular you have freedom to apply. So how you will do that? You have an image, you have generated a histogram, right, like this, and you have selected this is the range of value which I want to enhance. जिस value को हम enhance करना चाहते हैं. So when you are doing that, you have to write one algorithm, and you will say that starting are the values ranging between this to this, right? This to this. Use linear stretching or negative image or exponential image or logarithmic function, and then you will have results accordingly. ठीक है. तो इसके बाद जो next concept है वो है हमारे पास thresholding. So what is thresholding? एक thresholding, how do we provide threshold of the dn values, and we make the different classes. So here our threshold for the output gray levels are used to map or highlight a particular object. So instead of identifying it using some different technique, this is one of the techniques where we say that this is my target and the value range of this particular object is ranging from 10 to 70, right? So my T threshold value will be like greater than 10 or maybe between 10 to 70. So the kind of logic we are using in thresholding and this flexibility you have because of the different programming software, and where you can say that in given matrix you identify the values ranging from this to this and assign them a unique value, right? So here you can just go through it and you will find that this method is very good when you are having the prior knowledge of the object and you know what will be the reflectance value range for that particular object. So एक example मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. This is one example of the thresholding where this is the raw data. जो हमारे पास ये एक raw data है, ठीक है, and when you are applying t equals to 48, जब हमने apply किया कि t की value 48 है, when you are applying that t equals to 48, so maybe you can select 100, 1000 seconds or 2, 3, 4, t is equal to any number, right? Depending upon your application and the result. Here, what you can do is you can select the natural distribution and you can say equally distribute this whole value range of this particular image into 48 parts. इसको कितने parts में divide करने के लिए बोलेंगे? 48 parts, right? And then accordingly from white to black, 48 colors or sets will be generated and each range will be assigned to that color, right? So you can see here, I will show you some example in the density slicing. ठीक है, density slicing में आपको एक दो example मैं दिखाऊंगा जहां पे आप ये देखोगे कि we are assigning the different colors for this 48 because assigning color is very difficult for us, but system can do it. it can give you different color sets in 48,000 seconds or maybe many more sets, right? So let's go to an example. See, here is now this is one of the image, and it is an example where there is no thresholding has been applied. This is your raw data. Now after applying the thresholding, so here t equals to 48, so 48 I have given the threshold, so after 48 everything is here, right? So this kind of logic you can see you can use to highlight a certain value range of the DN number or only for that particular DN number, right? So after this we have to understand about the density slicing. So density slicing का मतलब ये हुआ, in density slicing what happens, we provide different ranges like this, ठीक है, like this, okay. See different ranges, here you can see there are the different ranges which have been provided. We provide it like this, okay. Density slicing में हम करते ये हैं कि we provide different ranges जो मैंने आपको स्क्रीन पे दिखाया है, and this is the advanced form of the threshold technique. अगर हम एक advanced version threshold technique का कहें तो ये होता है density slicing. So what we do, हम करते क्या है, from this particular histogram, ये एक particular histogram जो मैंने आपके सामने draw किया है, we can identify the different range of the values, right, and we can simply split them into different classes. हम उसको different class में उसको split कर देंगे. So you can say I want 100 classes from this image, right, and they are equally distributed. So depending upon the range of the value, it will be decided, or it can be like different ranges and different thresholding technique. ठीक है, so I will show you one example here. See, so here is one example. This is the raw image, ठीक है. लेफ्ट साइड वाला हमारा जो इमेज होगा इसको हम कहेंगे raw image. Okay, we have a raw image where you have this particular histogram, and you can see this histogram if you select only this particular range, right? Then what will happen, only this value DN values will be highlighted, right? So accordingly you can make different sectors, and you can say that this is my first class, this is my second class, third class, fourth class, fifth class, sixth, seventh, eighth, and so on. ठीक है, तो ये 1, 2, 3, 4 different classes can be assigned. ठीक है, whatever is requirement. So you can do, but provided you should have some objective. So you should know what is your intention, what is your application, and what information you require from this particularly remotely sensed image. So here, how we understand this density slicing. See, here this is the density slicing of this particular left image. Here you have a raw image, ठीक है, और इसका density slicing हमने 6 classes में करके रखा हुआ है right side में. देखो, I have used 6 classes. So 6 classes of the same image, depending upon my application, I have selected some value range, and this is the result, right? एक और example आपको मैं दिखाऊंगा. So this is another example where you have the raw data. Here you have the raw data. So here you have the raw data. Okay. And this is the density sliced into the 5 classes. Okay. So you can see that this particular area are getting mixed here. Just compare this one, right? So, but it is highlighting this particular river channel with floodplain. Okay. So depending upon your application, okay, you may increase the number of the classes here and you can get better results. So first decide what you want from this and then identify or fix the classes, then find out the value range of your object lying in the different classes and then apply this density slicing. So this is very easy, but it will give you a very good result. Okay. So one more technique we have. Now we have the lookup table. So all these methods which we have discussed till now, they are basically directly applied on the image. उसको हमने image पे directly apply किया. So we do not have any backup, right? हमारे पास कोई backup नहीं है. So what we do here in this lookup table, we generate a matrix or we generate a lookup table, and whatever calculation you are doing, you do it in lookup table, and then you will have original as well as the output. Both will be saved here. So in any point of time, if you want to go back to your original image, it is always possible. So in this method, the contrast enhancement operations are implemented using the lookup table of the input image, right? And advantage original image information is preserved in the lookup table. So here you can see that input and output values are saved, and in between you have your method. So what methods you have used? So any point of time you can go back to your original image, and you can do you do not have to keep a backup of your image. ठीक है, तो उस केस में आपको बैकअप नहीं रखना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Now let us go to the another slide. This slide say histogram based enhancement, histogram equalization. अब हमें समझना पड़ेगा कि हिस्टोग्राम बेस्ड एनहांसमेंट टेक्निक क्या है. हिस्टोग्राम इक्वलेशन जो है, इट इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट, या तो हम कह सकते हैं कि इट इज वन ऑफ द वेरी गुड मेथड्स इन नॉन लीनियर स्ट्रेचिंग, एंड this is actually based on the histogram equalization or histogram stretching depending upon the application. So dynamic range of the gray levels are preferred for the better display. So here what it says is you have a histogram like this of your image, right? But it is not showing this particular information which is missing in the acquisition itself. So another example you have, like in this particular histogram, you have occupied the full range of this radiometric resolution, and it is having all the peaks and troughs here, right? So it indicates your image will be better. Why better? Because it has first occupied the full range, and it is dynamic in nature. It is not constant like truly it is having one peak and it is showing you the result. Okay, so it is having the dynamic range, right? Next point, so it is having the dynamic range, right? The next point is in histogram equalization. Image is transformed in such a way that all the gray levels have equal likelihood of occurrence. So here it says equal likelihood of occurrence. So all the DN numbers, it doesn't matter whether they are very low or they are very high, they will have equal chances of getting displayed, right? So that is the advantage when you are applying this histogram equalization. So histogram based enhancement techniques consider the relative frequency of the occurrence of the gray level, and high frequency gray level should be given preferential treatment so that they should be well separated on the gray scale for better display quality. So you might be remembering from the previous slide. So in the brighter portion, you need high contrast, right? So you need more value in the intensity so that your difference will be visible, but in the darker portion. If you are having very less difference, that is also seen. So that is why it gives preferential treatment so that they are separated on the gray scale, right? For the brighter portion, or here it is saying high frequency optimizes the utilization of the available display range, and it optimizes the histogram so that 0 to 255, the whole range is used in the display, right? and merges gray levels having very few pixels and a very few pixels value DN values, because what happens sometimes in your image there are few pixels only, like DN number maybe 10, and the frequency of this DN number 10 is basically maybe 4 or 5. So do you really need to worry about those 4 to 5 pixels? No. Out of the 1000 by 1000 pixels, you have 4 pixel or 5 pixel of DN value 10. So that is not going to matter. So what happens here? It merges the gray levels having very few pixels and separates heavily populated gray level. That is very important, right? Because it is doing the high frequency gray level separation, right? So एक बार हम एक पॉइंट है हमारे पास, वो हिस्टोग्राम इक्वलाइजेशन. तो एक आइडियल हिस्टोग्राम जो है, इट विल हैव इक्वल पॉपुलेशन ऑफ ऑल द ग्रे लेवल, राइट? सो इफ यू कैन गेट अ हिस्टोग्राम लाइक दिस, देन इट इज द बेस्ट. अगर आपको हिस्टोग्राम इस तरह का अगर आपको हिस्टोग्राम मिल जाता है, जनरेट हो जाता है, देन इट इज द बेस्ट. So all the DN values are having similar frequency, right? This is the frequency, but this is not possible in nature, and it is not available in nature, and it is not possible with any remote sensing instrument or with our eyes, because it depends how much energy they have reflected or emitted from the surface, right? So this is the input histogram. So this is the input histogram equalization, and this is the output histogram. So this is your input and this one is your output output histogram. So what happens? It is occupied in the output. This range has been used. Okay. In output, this range has been used, right? Which was not used here, right? And this was not used in this case, right? So I hope ये बात आपको समझ में आ रही होगी. इसके लिए मैं एक और स्लाइड आपको इस पे प्रेजेंट करूंगा. ये है, ठीक है. So here what we do, we use this particular method and we identify the output value, right? And here CDF is cumulative distribution function, and M and N is the image number of pixels, and L is the quantization level. So in 8-bit, अगर 8-bit data की बात करें या 16-bit, this value will keep on changing. So this is one example. I'm going to show the solution where we are having an image DN value, and this is basically an image, but I am looking on the values, right? And this histogram appears something like this. Now, when we are having this image and this histogram, how we apply this particular formula, right? So how do we do? हम करते कैसे हैं? First of all, we need to identify the unique DN values from the image or from that matrix. So there are these are the unique DN values, right? And here also it is in the continuation, right? So it starts from 43 से हम start कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, and ends in the 75, right? So remember that this is a 8-bit data. So flexibility should be 0 to 255, but it has occupied only 43 to 75. That means 0 to 42 and 76 to 255 is still available to you. So what we do, we identify how many times 43 has occurred in that matrix, right? So 43 has occurred 2 times, 44 2 times, 45 1, and accordingly you can see these values, right? Then CDF is cumulative. CDF क्या होता है? वो cumulative होता है. So you start from this to then 2 to 4, 4 to 5, like that. You have to calculate all the CDF values, right? And then once you are having that, they can simply use this particular formula and you can calculate your output value, right? So here this is the equalized value. So your equalized value is this one. Okay. उसके बाद आपके पास एक एग्जाम्पल है हिस्टोग्राम इक्वलाइजेशन का, ठीक है. दिस इज अ इमेज and once we apply the histogram equalization, the image will look like this, right? I have one more example. See, for this one is image and here is the output. इसका जो output है वो कुछ ये है, right? एक another image है. We have one more image and this is your राइट साइड इज योर आउटपुट, और ये इनपुट है और इसका ये आउटपुट है. So this is the method which you are going to use in your research also, because linear contrast stressing is not very useful always. ये हमेशा useful नहीं होता है, but non-linear algorithm are better because in nature we have non-linear behavior. हमारे पास non-linear behavior है, so always you have to go for the non-linear, and specifically I will show you one more example, this one. ठीक है, so always you have to go for the non-linear and specifically this histogram equalization method, which is based on the lookup table approach, and this is one of the good method. ठीक है, तो ये एक और एग्जाम्पल है आपके पास हिस्टोग्राम से रिलेटेड, हिस्टोग्राम इक्वलाइज रेंज से रिलेटेड, राइट. तो ये आपका एक तरीका है जो मैं आपसे हिस्टोग्राम इक्वलाइजेशन मेथड के बारे में बात कर रहा था. ठीक है, तो ये 43 से स्टार्ट करके हम 75 तक आते हैं. ठीक है, तो हम देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे किस तरह से हम इसको कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इज अबाउट द हिस्टोग्राम इक्वलाइजेशन मेथड. हम इसी तरीके से जो है इन सारी चीजों को कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, ये सारी चीजें आपकी इनहांसमेंट टेक्निक में आती हैं. ठीक है, तो बेसिकली हमको जो बात करना है इस पूरे लेक्चर पार्ट 1 और पार्ट 2 में, हमने ये दो चीजें देखी. ठीक है, कुछ चीजें हमने जो देखी जो हम आपसे बात करेंगे कि डिजिटल इमेज प्रोसेसिंग टेक्निक में हमें इमेज का करेक्शन करना है, इनहांसमेंट, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, फीचर सिलेक्शन, क्लासिफिकेशन, चेंज डिटेक्शन एंड देन एप्लीकेशन. तो इमेज का डिस्प्ले कैसे होगा, उसके बाद हम उसको फॉल्स कलर कंपोजिट, नेचुरल कलर कंपोजिट और ग्रे स्केल इमेजेस में कैसे डिवाइड करते हैं, स्टैंडर्ड फॉल्स कलर कंपोजिट क्या है हमारा, नेचुरल कलर कंपोजिट क्या है हमारे. ठीक है, उसके बाद ग्रे स्केल इमेजेस क्या है हमारे, डिजिटल इमेज एनहांसमेंट टेक्निक क्या है, जैसे कि रॉ रिमोटली सेंस्ड इमेजेस ऑफ्टन हैव पुअर विजिबल अपीयरेंस ड्यू टू पुअर ब्राइटनेस एंड कंट्रास्ट ऑफ द इमेज. ठीक है, और कंट्रास्ट का मतलब हुआ डिफरेंस इन द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कंपेयर टू द बैकग्राउंड. देन वी हैव सीन द ग्लोबल, local and point operations on images. Okay, then was your linear contrast stretch. Then we have your this one. उसके बाद हमारे पास है नेगेटिव ऑफ द इमेज. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि इज द इनवर्स ऑफ द इमेज ग्रे वैल्यूज with respect to the image quantization level. Okay, then we have non-linear stretch, which is for films, computer monitor, television, human visual system. And to analyze the object in remotely sensed images, linear contrast stretching techniques are not very useful. So we have the logarithmic stretch, y equals to k log 1 plus x plus c. Then we have exponential stretch, y equals to k into x raised to power r plus c. Then we have this piecewise enhancement. The input grayscale is divided into several sub-ranges. Different enhancement techniques may be applied to each sub-range, and it requires the prior knowledge of the grayscale range of the object. Then we have the thresholding. A threshold for the output gray levels are used to map, highlight a particular object. Then we have the density slicing, an advanced form of the thresholding technique. Then we have seen the lookup table. So in this method, the contrast enhancement operations are implemented using a lookup table of the input image. Now we have the histogram based enhancement, that is the histogram equalization. Dynamic range of gray levels are preferred for better display. Then an ideal histogram will have equal population of the all gray levels. Then you have histogram equalization method. Then we have the low contrast image, histogram equalized image. And this is histogram equalized image. Once again, these were the examples. So this is actually this actually brings to the end of the lecture of the part 2. So we have covered this in part 1 and part 2. Now about the digital image processing, some part will be covering in the part 3, part 4 respectively. So this was all about for today's lecture. Hope you are getting my point, what I want to deliver to you all. If you have any doubt, you can write directly to ankur495@bit.ac.in. If also you have any doubt, you can directly put your questions in the comment box. Okay. Feel free to ask any question. I will happiest person on this globe to answer your all queries. So I hope you are enjoying the video lecture. Your feedback will motivate me, and also I hope you all are safe and are your present at your home in this pandemic. So keep learning, keep enjoying. Have a nice day. Thank you, students, and thank you all the research scholars. God bless you all. Thank you.